Hey everybody, in the last video I did, I mentioned what kind of pads I had, and I asked if anybody wanted to maybe do a what's in the bag, and grand total of 2 people said they'd like to see it, so here we are. We'll start with the fun stuff first, just because I know that's what everyone wants to see. No one cares about what kind of jock I use. So let's get started. This is a set of Bauer Supreme Total One NXGs that I got off a sideline swap. They are completely custom. The guy I got them from played for a college near Duluth. His name's all over these. I'll try not to highlight that at all because I don't know that he wants his name out there. He is playing pro in Finland or Sweden or somewhere right now though, so that's pretty cool. Decent amount of wear and tear, but they work for a C-level beer league goalie, you know. So overview on the pads to begin with. When I got them, they had sliding skate lace toe ties, and I've since replaced those with the Pro Laces, the bungee and Velcro system. I didn't necessarily have a problem with ankle, knee, and hip pain, like the reason a lot of people go to Pro Laces. I wore my toe ties super loose, and I had a problem with the pad rotating back to center after I got up out of butterfly. So these give you kind of the best of both worlds. They give you that stretch so you don't get the ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain when you're down in butterfly or RVH, whatever. But they do have enough pull in them where your pad very easily rotates back to center when you stand up. There's no messing with it to flip it back over. So let's get into flex. You guys are probably if you're newer to the scene, you're used to Bauer being basically like a brick wall and they don't bend at all. These are 5 years old now. You can see boot is very flexible, and if I press on the top, it's all pretty flexible. It's got 2 internal brakes, no external brakes, so pretty flexible. I have a semi-wide butterfly flare, so I don't use the curve all that much. I usually keep them right around there, and my butterfly seals up pretty nicely from there. So I'm a big fan of these. Even after 5 years, you can see some of the high wear areas are kind of starting to wear through on the Gen Pro or leather, whatever this is. But it's all holding together. It's not like anything's falling apart. All the binding's still there, stitched in place correctly. This was from when Bauer was having their high-level pads made at JRZ. I know the 1S's, which is 2 years after these, a lot of people had durability issues. But from what I understand, when Bauer was working with JRZ, they had a quality product coming out of that factory. So kudos to JRZ for building these things right. They've lasted a long time, and with a goalie that put them through a lot worse than I am. I have the boot strap removed. Don't use that. I just use the 2 Velcro straps. I take the knee block down to the calf, and then I do the 3 leather straps across here. So relatively loose fitting. That's why I really like the Pro Laces, because it returns everything back to normal after I get out of butterfly. If given the option, I would probably appreciate a removable knee flap here, just because I can kind of feel that sometimes. It'll fold over like this under my knee. These pads seal real nice when you're in butterfly. My biggest gripe about these pads is the sliding. And I don't know if that is an artifact of how old these pads are and how much stress they've been put through, or if it's just that the technology has gotten so much better now with the new pads. I see how nice, like all the 2X's and the Bryans, not so much the CCMs, Vaughns. They've all got real nice sliding material here, and I haven't experienced it because I don't want to fork out a bunch of money, and I can't find a place that allows you to demo pads. If you know of one in the Southeast Michigan area, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm probably in the market for a new set of pads next year. I got these pretty cheap just to get myself back in the game, but probably looking to get maybe a custom pro level set next year, drop some cash, and then be good for another 5 years hopefully. But yeah, like I said, the sliding on these kind of sucks. I'll be in butterfly and I'll want to push over, and like let's say my left knee is still in butterfly and bring up my right one and push over. I'll take a chunk out of the ice and this just sticks to the ice. The only time these slide really well is when the ice is sopping wet after a bad Zamboni driver soaks it and leaves the pool. That's the only time I've ever been like, whoa, these are starting to really slide well. If the ice is dry, if it's snowy, any other conditions but wet, these just stick to the ice. Maybe that's a factor of my poor mechanics, or maybe it's a factor of me being so fat. There's just too much weight on them, they don't want to slide. Regardless, that's really my only complaint with this set. I really like it. It fit perfectly, 35 plus 2, I'm about 6 foot, but as everybody knows, it's more about ankle to knee measurement when it comes to that. I think that's about it on the pads. They got a pretty soft core. You can see you can almost fold it like a taco there. Not quite, but you get what I'm saying. Pretty soft overall. Not really anything like what Bauer's putting out today. Pretty soft, but I don't have a problem with it. I like it. The rebounds are pretty good, especially if you're in this area. They fly. If you're on the toe here, it's very soft if you catch one reaching out, so that can be dangerous. If you're really reaching and you catch one with your toe, it just kind of dies there, right in that area where you just reached for, so it's hard to recover and get those. But that is the pads. I believe I touched on everything there. Yep. So throw that back up there so it looks cool for the video. Catch glove. Not really too much to talk about here. Closes just fine. I like the break angle, but I think that's just because I've gotten used to it. One piece cuff, nice and hard. I believe this is a practice palm. It feels real stiff, and pucks tend to kind of bounce out of here on me, although that's partly on me for not catching them in the pocket. Big cuff area here that's nice and flat. I would prefer if this angled in quicker to sort of send pucks more toward the pocket. You can see that cuff area is big and flat. I would prefer that it cuts in a little sharper, direct more things into the pocket. Single T, nylon, no skate lace, real comfortable. Soft on the inside. There's just the one nylon strap across the wrist. It's a pull, and then it's as tight as you want. It's got the thumb straps like a baseball mitt, as well as the 2 on the pinky and ring finger. Comfortable, it works. Few things I would change. If I were getting it custom, I'd get a game ready palm. And yeah, that's about it. I couldn't tell you what the break angle is, but there's that. If you know what it is, feel free to tell me. I think it's like a 600, like a CCM 600, I think, maybe? Not sure. But that's that. This set has awesome colors. The maroon, black, and gray just looks awesome. I don't care what anyone says. Dark pads are cooler than light pads. And I'll stick with that till the end. I see plain white pads and I want to puke. I know those are what comes standard. So, onto the blocker. Easily my least favorite part of this set. Real soft, and because it's used, there's something going on under here. I think the material's breaking down. Like, hopefully you guys can see all these weird ridges that have been built up. I think the material's breaking down inside. It's very, very soft. It doesn't really give good rebounds. I really have to punch pucks to get things to fly off with this. Good finger protection. It has been repalmed, comfortable, big wide cuff, so you can really wobble this thing around to whatever angle you want. You don't catch on anything. Gotta cover that name. Yeah, plenty of room for the stick, straight finger protection. This is easily the piece of equipment that is broken down the most out of the set. So, comfortable, well put together. It is starting to break down, and the pad face is real soft. So, that is that for the blocker. Sticks. So, main stick I've been using for a while now, and I absolutely cannot say enough good things about this Bauer 2S Pro. Lightest stick on the market. I think Warrior says their VR1 Pro Plus or whatever is like 10 grams lighter. I find that hard to believe. But if it is, kudos to them. It's got that real flat face. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's almost concave on the face. Got the grip right here. I didn't think I was going to be a fan of this because I figured it was going to grip too much and I wouldn't be able to poke check as well, but it's been just fine. Rebounds off of this thing were hard to get used to. I've never used a composite stick before this. So the way pucks fly off of this thing is great now that I'm used to it. They really, really fly off real nicely. Obviously, if you don't know, the 2S Pro has these cutouts in the back, make it super light. You can just fling this thing around however you want. Durability's good. I haven't had any issues with it. There's no cracks in it. There's no nothing. I've even whacked this on the post maybe once or twice out of frustration, and still real good. I don't play the puck too often. I'm pretty shitty when it comes to that. So you're not going to get any assessment from me on playing the puck other than it'll stop a puck in the corner and you can shoot with it. So that is that. I absolutely love the stick. Super light, super active rebounds. They really pop off of it. So I really love the stick. Now what I was using before I got that is this Warrior foam core, Swagger STR2. I should say, knock down my other glove. I'm 6 foot, this is a 26-inch paddle. Yeah, 26-inch paddle with the P29 curve. That might be a decent view for you guys, but yeah, just some stats. On the stick, back to the foam core. This is the Rask curve. It's the flattest you can possibly get, I think, anymore. And when I was getting back into the game, I was like, why the hell would a goalie want a curved stick? So I tried to get a flat as possible. And now I've since bought into the curve for playing the puck. Again, 26-inch paddle, pretty heavy compared to the 2S Pro. If I had to play with this again, it would feel super weird. But it works. It's a goalie stick, and it's cheap. It was the cheapest thing I could find when I was trying to get back into the game. So it did me well until I got the 2S Pro. You can see I absolutely hammered it into a post, and it's still in one piece. So there's the backup stick. Alright, now breaking into the bag for some of the more boring stuff. That's my old bag from Squirts, I think. When I played for RFB, when teams play us, they would call us the retarded farm boys. So, fun little background there. We're actually the Knights, as you can see. Alright. I normally put my gloves in the bag, but because I wanted you guys to see the fun stuff first, I took them out. So, helmet. It's a Bauer Enemy 4 or 5 or 3, I don't know. I painted over everything. I know I'm going to catch flack for that. I just hit it with spray paint. Matte black on the mask, matte white on the cage. I think it looks real slick. I never have any issues with catching pucks off the mask. I get hit in the mask in the head pretty regularly, more than I think most people do, especially when I was playing for my previous team, and they would catch me in the mask during warm-ups all the time. Not that their shots are particularly hard. Oh, it's an Enemy 4. There's the tag. It's an Enemy 4, size senior. I think they only have senior and junior when you're at this low level of a helmet. I've never had any issues though. Not gonna lie. I've got a Vaughn dangler. Dangler's a dangler. It's taken a few hard shots. Hasn't cracked. So I guess that's the best thing you can say about a dangler. They're super annoying. They catch on your chest protector, floaters, but it's going to save your neck if you've got a hard rising shot. So I will never not wear a dangler. I don't wear a neck protector though. So a lot of people have been asking me about how I mic myself up during games. And let me see, I probably need to get a little closer to the camera to show you guys. I think I have a pretty innovative way to do it. So there's my mic. It's taped onto the back of the chin cup, sort of sticking out the bottom. So it's pretty streamlined. I don't get chirped at all because no one can tell it's there, especially with the black helmet. So I've got that taped up there. It's wrapped around the Velcro on the chin cup. Wire comes up under through here to sort of stabilize it in place. I bring it around the back and I sort of loop it through some of the webbing back here. And then here's the aux plug. And then what I do, I've got this little audio recorder here. And so I just plug that in there and stick this underneath the webbing here, and that's how I play. This thing doesn't come loose. It's packed in there pretty tight, especially when my head is in there. It puts a lot of extra tension on that. So that doesn't move. There's a lock button on this recorder so that any inputs, like if you press a play or pause or stop or record button while the lock tab is locked, it won't actually do anything. So that's super nice with this recorder, especially if you're going to do this setup, because I'm sure I'm pressing the play and next and volume buttons all the time while it's strapped to my head like this. But with this setup, you got no cords running between your chest and your head. Real slick. It's pretty much impossible to see. Normally this is, these wires are hidden a little bit better, but I took the mic out because I'm going to take a little break from recording games because I think it's affecting my gameplay, but that's neither here nor there. But I put it back because I wanted to show you guys, and a few people have been asking. So that's how I do it. I think it's a pretty slick setup. Recorder's pretty well hidden. Unless someone's really staring at the back of your head, they're not going to notice what's going on. So no wires running around. You should never get hit in the back of the head, so this thing's protected pretty well. The actual mic's protected pretty well. I got a little piece of foam on there. The duct tape serves to waterproof it. I did have an issue the first game I recorded because I didn't have the fuzzball on here, and I think the mic got a little wet and the audio was a little muffled, but ever since I put that on, I've had zero issues. I did take a real hard shot to the dangler in one game. I think it knocked some of the internals loose on this recorder. So I lost most of the audio for that game, actually all of it, because it corrupted the SD card as well. Aside from those two things, I think this is a really sleek setup, so I wanted to share that with you guys and go into a little detail there. Otherwise, it's just a plain Enemy 4 that I spray painted and put a dangler on. Pretty straightforward. Getting into the recording equipment a little bit. Obviously, I'm using the GoPro right now to record, and I only have one. But what I do to record games is I put it in this case, and this is a Bondo dent puller. You can get it AutoZone or anything. It's the strongest suction cup you're going to find, especially for putting it on glass. So I just center it relatively evenly, put it on the glass behind me, push the lock tab like that, and it holds there. Sticks have hit this. I haven't had a puck hit this, but I've had somebody hit this with their stick, and it doesn't come loose. So real solid setup. If a puck blasted that directly, I don't think it would survive, but hasn't happened yet. And like I said, I'm going to take a break from recording, so I don't think it's going to be an issue anytime soon. That mount is just the normal, like, sticky GoPro mount. Dominator. All right. I guess because they're on top, we'll go to pants. These are Pro returns from, obviously, the Ottawa Senators. Reebok 9K, I believe. Their Pro designations are weird. HPG, oh, they're 11Ks, I'm sorry. Reebok 11K, large suspenders. I used to use like a fight straps sort of system with my chest protector and this loop to try to keep my pants up, but it just wasn't really working out that well, so I got the suspenders and I've been really happy with it. Great protection on these. Rebounds off your thighs are super explosive. Pretty good protection up in here. Good mobility. There's a decent amount of thigh protection. It's not that great though. If you were to stick a leg out like this and get hit in the top of your thigh, you'd probably get a bruise. I know I've had a shot, try to go 5-hole, and I basically locked it like this, and it kind of hurt a little bit. So that's it for the pants. Really, there's not much going on there. Base layer. just some Under Armour type long pants and long sleeve shirt. Personal preference, obviously. Skates, just got these True skates. If you want an in-depth review of those, I have a 24-minute review of these skates on my channel, so you can go check those out. But real quickly, I love these skates. They're like a couple $100 cheaper than top-of-the-line Bauer CCMs, with just as much performance, and it's a custom fit to your foot. So what's not to love? If you're in the market for a top-of-the-line skate, definitely check out True. Chest protector. Bauer Vapor X 2.9. I recently got this as an upgrade. I was using an older Bauer that was probably meant for 13-year-olds. So I started wanting a new chest protector when I started taking hard shots to like the lower belly. And it was leaving welts and bruises, so I upgraded Bauer Vapor X 2.9. I really like it. The one gripe I have with it is I wish you could widen out the neck hole right here. I don't know if I'm just a freak of nature or something, but that's pretty slim for a neck hole, right? So it kind of rubs up here, and I don't notice it when I'm in game, but when I'm trying to put it on, it's very evident. So there's that. I really like the strap system rather than a buckle, because you can make it as tight or as loose as you want on the fly. Generally what I do is maybe you guys can't see that. Generally what I do is I put it on, I pull these straps super tight and then loosen it a little bit, because what I was finding was if I wore this too tight to my body, if I got hit in the chest, the puck would fly off like it hit my leg pad. So I loosen this up a little bit. That gives the puck a little cushion to hit the chest protector, then the chest protector hit me, and it sort of gives me a little wiggle room to get my glove there and trap it. It's got little 3 of these little winglet protector things. I only use the middle one. The other 2 is just too much, and it kind of gets in my way. Adjustable arm lengths. I have this tightened up pretty good. So you get your elbow in place right here. That's all you want to do with an adjustable arm, is get your elbow right there, so you don't pinch yourself or anything, and your arms are adjusted to proper length. There was my improvised fight strap system, but I don't use that anymore, so I could probably take that off. Let's see, is there anything else? Not really. When I was buying this, I tried out some of the beefier Warrior ones with the gigantic plastic tank things here, and I just didn't see myself getting used to that. I tried to bend my arms. I felt like a robot. Like I couldn't move fluidly. So I went to this. I liked it. If they had the full-on 2X at the store I went to, I would have tried that on. Maybe I would have liked it. Maybe I would have got it. But this is what they had, and I felt the protection on it. I think it's all I need right now. If I move up in divisions, maybe I'll need a better one. But some of the guys in my division have pretty hard shots, and I haven't felt anything through this thing. So, highly recommended. But I'm not the best guy to listen to when it comes to chest protectors. To me, if it fits and I can move and nothing hurts when I get hit, perfect. So, that is the chesty. What else we got here? Knee guard. Oops, that's upside down. Knee guards. CCM KP Pro. Really like these things. I'll move over here. Really like them. Mostly because there's no strap directly behind the knee joint. So if we put this on real quick, there's no strap directly behind the knee joint, which I really like. Other knee guards have that strap right there, or most of them do. It's just not comfortable for me because you're in a squat the whole time, and that little strap is kind of digging into the back of your knee, especially because I have thunder thighs. So CCM KP Pros I really like. As far as do they fall down during games, maybe a little bit. I use the system where I wear the sock over top, but these do have the option of wearing a garter belt specifically for the knee. The knee zone is pretty comfortable. All this is real soft. All this is real hard, obviously. Never had any issues with protection with these. They're real comfortable. The only thing I will say, and Matt from Hockey Reviews touched on this a little bit in his recent criticisms of CCM, these screws here that connect the two hinge part, and that's another thing I really like about these is this hinge design. But I had to take these screws out, Loctite them in. If you don't do that, they will work their way loose as the hinge is being worked throughout your games. And I actually really hurt my knee because I went down. This screw had come almost completely out. So there's a screw here, and then there's an insert that's like in the bottom part of the hinge here. So that whole assembly was like twice as long as it should be. And I went down, and that dug right into the tendons on the inside of my knee joint, and it really, really hurt. And that happened during like the middle of a 2-hour drop-in. So I kept hurting myself every time I went down, and I thought like I had just tweaked my knee, but once I took these off, this screw was sitting proud by about ½ an inch. And I'm like, oh, well, there's my problem. So, valid criticism to CCM there. You have to Loctite that in, and that's just not something you should have to do. Realistically, that should be a pin, and it shouldn't be threaded. There are ways to do that in manufacturing. Don't tell me it has to be a screw. So, that's just lazy, in my opinion. And I got hurt because of it. So, they should think about improving that. But if you Loctite those in as soon as you buy them, you'll never have an issue with them. I absolutely love them aside from that. Another point where I might get yelled at because everyone says, "Oh, spend your money in your jock and your helmet." I don't wear a goalie jock. I wear a normal player jock. I've never had the need for a goalie jock. My chest protector has. That's why I keep the single extra torso extender right in the middle. And I've never had any issues. And I wear my pants up pretty high. I wear them sort of like an old man way up here. So there's plenty of protection in the abdomen area. I do not tuck my chest protector as well. So it kind of hangs over where the goalie jock would normally protect all the way up here. I got my pants all the way up to here basically, and my chest protector down to here. So double coverage there. I don't need a goalie jock. It's just going to add more bulk where I don't need it. Hockey socks, just from the team I skate out on. The Velcro on my pads has kind of been doing a number on these. But I put these over my knee guards, and they really don't move, so that's that. Jersey, 39, 80. for my new fall team, Trash Pandas. It's actually a really nice jersey, the patch. It's an actual patch, it's not just printed on, it's a patch that's sewn in. Numbers sewn in as well, so it's real nice. I think if I get kicked off the team for sucking too much this fall, they're going to keep the jersey because it's so nice. But I won't have to pay for it, so that's it. All right, I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions, anything I glossed over without realizing it, I did try to make this pretty quick. It's probably like a 40-minute video by now, but it is what it is. So, thanks for watching.